passport to advanced math has different topics, and we have already talked about the polynomial, and now we are interested to talk about exponents and roots. So what exponents and roots really mean? Just look at this expression. Just look at this expression. I think we all know what is the meaning. Basically, this is really meaning that this thing really means that whenever we are just multiplying multiplying such term with such term which has the same basic base, maybe the exponent is different. Do you know what is the base?
Yeah, the
X is the base.
yes.
X is the base here, and a is the exponent. We use uh, a lot of time we just use exponent, we just use power, we just use degree. I'm just talking about the terms, the term exponent, the term degree, the term power can be used in different cases in different way. But I'm just talking about the exponent or whatever it is. You can call it a power, x to the power a, x raised to the power a. A lot of people talk it, a lot of people tell it in different way, whatever it is. So the base is the same. The base is the same for both of the term. Basically, this is not really a term, but I'm just telling you this is a term and this is another term. So
Yeah.
they're just being the powers are being added. This is the basic rules. I think you can understand what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It, we subtract when it is written in the divide division form. When it is written in this form, we all know that these are some basic rules. You just need to remember that x to the power a divided by b, this is basically nothing but b root of x to the power a. Do you know this rule? It's a nice rule actually. Do you know this?
B2, no, not really. A little bit.
A little bit. Basically x to the power a divided by b. So
Yeah.
whenever you just see any kind of term, whenever you can see any kind of term, whenever you can see any kind of term is written in the numerator, if the exponent or the power is just like a fraction, because here x to the power a by b is just like a fraction, and whenever you can see the exponent is looking like a fraction, a divided by b form or whatever it is, just looking like a fraction, you can definitely be assured of that that denominator, here it is the denominator b, the denominator is b, the denominator will be the root. The You just need to do an operation of b. I don't know how to actually how to make it sound like bth root of x to the power a, nth root of a, x to the power a, because if it was written x to the power a divided by n, then we are supposed to say that nth root of x to the power.
Oh, yeah.
You got it? Just
Yeah.
look at this example. X to the power 2 by 3. X to the power 2 by 3. The x squared is remain the same. But the denominator here, the denominator of the exponential fraction, basically 2 by 3 is nothing but a fraction. And we have a fraction in our exponent. So the x squared is remaining intact. The x squared is remaining intact. But what is changing? The changing is coming in the denominator of these exponent fraction. You got my point, right?
Yes.
Just look, I think you also know this, because when the exponent is written in just like a form of a negative, just like a form of negative number, we can definitely push it through in our denominator. This is the way of writing like this. These are some basics, but something which is important, that is basically telling us that use the acronym MAD SPAM. um, Multiply exponents, add them, divide exponents, subtract them, parentheses with exponents, multiply them. Negative things go to the bottom. These are some basic rules, but you can just remember, as we just talked about, whenever we're just dealing with the PEMDAS rule. Do you remember the PEMDAS rule?
Yeah.
Yes, actually, because we really talked about another rule which is called BOD-MAS rule, but we haven't dealt that in a formal manner. But PEMDAS rule and MATSPAM rule, these are some basic rules. You just need to apply them. MATSPAM is a very nice tool because they're just telling the order of the operation, how to perform them. This is basically the order of the operation for the exponential expression, when to do the multiplication, when to do the addition, when to do the division, subtraction, parenthesis, and it is etc, etc. They're just telling you the order. You got them?
Yes.
Just, I think you just need to go through this PDF. uh, then I don't think it will be a tough thing for you, because these are some basic things and we forget a lot of things. Or if you have a book which you were used to study as your algebra, then you can just drill on those book, so that it will give you a good concept, or you will come to remember on the things that you studied in your past time. You got my point?
Yes.
You just need to remember, because we really forget so many things, and forgetting is maybe our only enemy. That is the reason human beings study, because if human beings had the ability to remember everything just by hearing it once or watching it once, then maybe human beings wouldn't stay here. Maybe they would have started living at Mars or Uranus or Neptune or something like that kind of planet. Okay, so
Yes.
practice. Write this expression in simplified forms, alternative forms. So this is a to the power 8, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a to
Mm-hmm.
the power 8. This is x to the power 7 divided by x to the power 4, x to the power 7 minus 4. Uh, these problems, please solve it. Please solve it. I don't think you really need pen and paper for these problems. You can do it on. You can just do it with your eye. Just with your eye. Just use your brain. Just use your brain and think and imagine. Okay, all the
Mm-hmm.
problems are solved here. I'm really not gonna put my time here. Rather than, I'm interested to move on the next topic, which is basically problems with exponents and roots. Okay, what does that mean? So this is basically, you can say this is basically a standard problem, not that much easy. So focus on a math problem. If x to the power negative 1 by 3 is equals to y and x is positive, what is x in terms of y? What is x in terms of y? If x raised to the power negative 1 by 3 equals y
Mm-hmm.
and x is positive, what is x in terms of y? What is x in terms of y? So basically, what we are just asked, that we need to find out the expression. We need to find out the expression of x, definitely the mathematical expression for x in terms of y. Because if if I can try to make you understand, that is x to the power negative 1 by 3 is equals to y, and y is here is just a lonely term or a single term, just
Mm-hmm.
sitting here alone. But the thing that we really need to do, that is basically we just need to make x lonely and sitting here alone, and we just need to find the value of x in terms of y. Maybe x can carry, maybe x equals to y to the power abc, or whatever it is, but we just need to express the x in terms of y. You got my point?
Yes.
So how to do that? Just give me an idea how to do that, because we just really need to make x looking like, not looking like, acting like, and definitely just sitting alone. So how to make x alone? Just give me an idea.
You could like do the opposite, like x equals the equation, like switch it to the other side.
Taking x to the other side.
Yeah, or y.
Okay. Will that really help you? Rather than what about just taking, trying help from the rules of exponents and powers? Just think about in terms of how can we solve this problem by using basically using exponent on the both side of this equation.
Oh,
I'm just giving you hints.
so the -1.5 or 1/3 can change to just
Yes,
3 on
actually.
the right side.
Yes, actually, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, you have understood my point. That is basically, if you really want to make X lonely or single alone here, sitting here alone, then what
Yeah.
the thing that you really need to, that is basically you just need to remove this exponent somehow. You just need to remove this exponent somehow. But that doesn't mean in mathematics you will do anything and there will be no one to be accounted of. There will be no one. You just need to give an explanation, not like that, because mathematics always work in logic. So you really need to make X lonely just by using a cubic expression, a negative cubic expression on the both sides. You just need to raise the exponent 3, -3 in both sides.
Yeah.
And if you do that, then x will be simple, taking each side to the -3 power to get a simple x, because this then whenever if you just write it on a pen or paper. I wish I had the pen and paper basically. So if you do that, then automatically these -1/3 and the positive 3 will get nullified by each other. You got my point?
Yes.
Okay. Let's see what have they done. Yes, Alhamdulillah, because I'm not using a pen and paper. They have done it for me, and
Yeah.
that's what I'm looking for. This is the thing that it really looks like. Exactly. This is
Oh,
what I was looking for. Exactly. Because you're just using a -3 power for both sides. And this -1/3, this -1/3, this -1/3, and this -3 is getting nullified, and they're just making one. You got it.
yeah.
This is just simple as that.
Mm.
You just need to practice. Maybe things are a little tougher for you, but you just need to practice. Memorize the values of simple numbers to different powers to more easily recognize patterns. I don't think uh, we can really remember much memorizing things, because we are going to solve so many math problems, and we have a big part for the English strategy, because we have English written side, reading side, right?
Yes.
So
Reading.
that's a huge part. That's really a huge part. SAT test for the SAT test. So I don't think we really have the ability to memorize so many things, rather than to practice and to develop an intuition inside us. Okay, so you can just look on these things, but have you understand this problem? Have you understood this
Yes.
problem?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
If 2 to the power x minus 5 equals 8, if 2 to the power x minus 5 equals to 8, what is the value of x? What is the value of x? Okay, how to solve this problem? Give me an idea.
This one, isolate the x. Start by maybe adding 5 to both sides.
Mm, you can do that, but you can maybe I think if you really wanna solve this problem, then you can just basically that you can use. There are so many things that you can use. Basically, we have the ability to solve this particular problem in so many ways. We have the ability to solve the problem to use logarithm. Have you ever heard of logarithm?
I've heard of it, but I don't know.
Okay, but we are not going to use that. If you're just going to use the logarithm techniques or the logarithm, this problem just will just become like a just like a liquid. But we are not interested. I'm sorry, excuse me. We are not interested to solve that problem by using logarithm. Basically, the thing that we can do, that is basically we can make the base look like the same. We can make the base look like the same in the both side of the equation, because this is 2 to the power x minus 5 and this is 8. So we can we somehow manage to make the equation written like this, that they both have the same base. Can you write this equation? Because this is 2 to the power x minus 5, and can you write this, that 8 equals 2 to the power 3?
Wait.
8 is just nothing but 2 to the power 3. 2 cube.
Oh,
2 cube is
yes.
nothing but 8. So can you write this equation, that 2 to the power x minus 5 equals 2 to the power 3?
Yeah.
Okay, so then the thing is, both are becoming the same. The both of the
Yeah.
bases are becoming same. The both bases are becoming the same. This is 2 and this is also 2. This is 2 and this is also 2. Maybe they're just trying to plugging the problem. I don't think this is plugging in choice will really help you that much, because that is not suitable, because you just need to solve so many problems. Okay, fine. You just okay, what they're trying to do, basically they are just telling you do some plugin choice. What I really tell in very general or simple language, that is called option test. Option test is helpful sometimes, and option test is not helpful all the times. It is not helpful all the times, because you can really solve it, because if you just can make it that 8 equals 2 to the power 3, because we really don't need to use the option test, because we can do the math simpler in this way. If
Yeah.
2 to the power x minus 5 equals 2 cube, then the base are the same, so definitely the exponent will be the same, because these are the basic rule, one of the fundamental rules of exponents, but it is not discussed here, because we have already discussed so many rules, so many basic rules here, but we haven't discussed that because the book is not discussing that basic rule. So that's why I'm just telling you again and again, I'm putting such an effort on that. Please go through your own algebra text. Go through
Okay.
your own algebra text, because the things that we are using here are not all the time is too much efficient, because they are just doing to plugin in choices technique, but the plugin in choices technique is not that much helpful. So 2 to the power x minus 5 equals 2 cube, and the bases are the same. That is one of the fundamental rules of exponents, but that rule is not discussed here. But you just need to drill it again by using your own notes, your own books on algebra. And coming back to the problem again, the solution to the solution of this problem, x to the power x minus 5 equals 3. So x equals 3 plus 5, which is nothing but 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so plugin in can help you. Plugin in can help you, but I don't think this is helpful in this time, because you just need to do an option test for each time, or you can do it easier. You can do it easily in this way. Okay, so let's move to the example number 2. This is x and this is f of x. Actually, we talked about functions, right? We talked about functions. Do you remember the functions? That is basically, function is nothing but a machine. A function is nothing but a machine. A function is nothing but a machine, because just think of a coffee maker machine. You're just giving coffee from one side of the machine, and you're just getting coffee from the other side of the machine. Actually, I'm using coffee and coffee in the input side and the both side. For an example, you're just giving just think about a juicer. Just think about a juicer. For an example, you are just giving mango. from each side of the machine, of the juicer machine, and you are just getting liquid mango on the other side of the machine. Or for an example, just think of a vending machine which we really have in our universities, which you really have in our normal day-to-day life cities. Vending machine, you're just putting a coin in there, and they're just giving a chips or um, soft drink, water, or a chocolate. You got my point, right? You are just
Yes.
giving something in the machine and you're getting something out of the machine. So a
Yes.
function is just like a machine. You're just giving an input and you're just getting the output. So
Mm-hmm.
a function, um, this is basically the convention how we represent the function, because excuse me, I'm sorry. This is the convention of the writing the function, because whenever we're just using this f of x term, this is not our basically this f is not the traditional look f looking like. This has a different name, but I really forgot, because our signal teacher basically I have a course in my university which is called signals and systems. My teacher told the name of this f, but this f is not the traditional f which we really use in alphabets, in our keyboards, in our textbooks. This f is just like a curly f or something. I really forgot the name, but f of x represent that the output, and it also represents the function, the notation of the function. And this is the convention. We are using the convention to represent a function. This is nothing else we are doing here. We're just writing the output. You can just represent the output, and you can also represent the mathematical expression of this function by using this f of x. Some people, actually, these things really require a lot of discussion. I wish I had the chance to teach you mathematics, because I really I really spent a lot of time on mathematics when I was in school or when I was in college. So this f of x is nothing but an output. But if you tell that this f of x is an expression, then this is wrong. This is wrong. What I'm just trying to tell you, that is basically f of x equals x plus 3 is the output.
It's basically the y value.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The output and the y value. But you cannot tell f of x is the function. The name of the function is f. The name of the function is f, but people tell it wrong. That people tell the f of x is the function. No, f of x is not the function. F of x is the output, the y value. F of x is the output, the y value. F of x is the output, the y value. But f is the function. The name of the function is f. Don't call me my name is f of x. Don't call me that. My name is f. My name is f,
Oh,
and my output name is f of x. And people make the mistakes here. People really make the mistakes here, because but the expression of the function f, you would you would need to use the convention like this to represent the expression. This is the mathematical expression for this function f. The mathematical expression for the function f is represented in this way, is needed to be represented in this way. And at the same time, the output of this function is also represented to be just like this way. But the name of the function is not f of x. The name of the function is f. You got my point?
yes.
So it really won't it really won't make a single bit of impact on your mathematics number. But the art of knowing mathematics is knowing it properly. The art of knowing mathematics is knowing it properly, because you really need to be passionate on mathematics. Because you are not really passionate about mathematics, you won't know such type of things. And basically, we a lot of time we do so many things. We do read integrations in a bad way. We tell that t squared divided by dx squared. This is not the way of when we are just reading calculus. We do a lot of mistakes in our daily life while we are doing mathematics. But That is not the art of mathematics. The art of knowing mathematics is knowing mathematics properly, because you just need to know the mathematics properly, and this thing will really won't do any kind of impact in your number, in your score, in any kind of mathematics test, whatever it is, in the university, in the college, in the school, nowhere. But it's your responsibility to know mathematics in such a proper way, because and to know mathematics in this way, you really need to put a lot of effort. Whatever it is, I'm just talking extra, I'm sorry for that. In the table above, which of the following defines the function f of x? Which of the following defines the function f of x? So I think this is the exact problem where we really need to use the plugin in choices, the option test method. I think this is the exact problem. This is the exact problem, because in in upper classes, whenever you are just attending university, or whenever you are going to attend senior classes, you will see that there is a technical regression, which you use in machine learning. A lot of times we use regression uh, in so many ways, in so many ways. Regression is a technique to it's a you can just find out the expression for f of x, but actually we're not gonna do that, because doing some regression methodologies here requires a lot of, not only a lot of knowledge, but also it is not the proper place to do this operation, because it's not suitable. Because stat will really SAT textbooks will really not tell you how to solve problem in a rigorous mathematics way, rather than to find out a cheeky trick, a clever way to accomplish the score and to solve the problem. That's our only goal in SAT textbook. That's our only goal. But if you really want to study mathematics, you want to learn mathematics, then you definitely go through the books of mathematics. Okay, so how to solve that? So I think the most efficient way to solve this problem is just by just by using the plug-in option technique. So you just need to just look at the values. We're getting one. We're getting, when you are just giving the input one, we're getting the output one. When we're just giving the output two, we're also getting the output two. But whenever we're just giving the output three, we're getting nine. I think, man, we really don't need to do any kind of plug-in in test. Rather than we are really understanding this is basically an squared relationship, right? A squared relationship. Oh, sorry, it's not an squared relationship. I'm sorry, because whenever we're just giving in the input two, we're getting two. We're getting, whenever we're just inputting four, we're getting 16. So primarily it looks like a squared, but basically they're not like a squared. Solve this problem, rather than try to solve this problem by using plugin option, test for this, test for this, and test for this. Okay, so this is gonna be our methodology for this problem. If we look at the solution, then choice B, but 2 to the 2 square equals 4. Okay, maybe they have made some mistake. 2 square equals 4. I think the book is making a mistake. I think it will be 4. Okay, it will be 4, because they're just saying that 2 square equals 2. No, 2 square equals not.
Yeah,
2 square equals 4. 2 square equals 4. So basically, they have written something wrong here, something wrong here, and something wrong here. So of choice B, therefore correct the model relationship. Okay, you just need to solve this problem and solve these problems, and we'll talk about later about the homeworks. We'll really talk about the homework later.
Okay, no problem.
Hmm. The best thing what I have realized in this book, that is all the problems are worked out. You can check what you are doing. Are you doing correctly, or are you doing wrong? Because there are so many texts. At least text for rigorous studying mathematics materials, you won't get the solution for each and every single problem. There are so many textbooks that they're just giving the problem solution for the odd number solution, or the even number solution, or the just some particular examples, but they're just giving all the solution for each and every single math problem. That's a nice thing,